Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Trading Bitcoin with King. Just want to go over the disclaimer. This is not financial advice, so please do your due diligence before making any positions based on this information. So let's go ahead and jump into it here. Let me pull up the chat box so that I can see you guys saying something. So there you guys go. I throw a little something on there, get it started. So anyways, I did some TA last night and this morning, and seems to be working out kind of how we thought. I mean, I still think that, you know, there is a possibility we go up and test a little higher, but we'll get to that. The one thing I wanted to go over right off the bat is I found out I did a bunch of fibbing levels last night on the 4-hour chart, and it basically works on all the charts. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you use. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, and you guys can see that there's a lot of fibs done here. So let's just go back to the initial drop we had from the all-time high, and what I'm seeing here is, let's see. Alright, so if we zoom back in here, the first drop from here to here, dropped, and it retraced to the 0.618 fib level. Okay, is where it retraced to. Then it fell again back kind of the same area. It doesn't look like it got a fib in there, but anyway. So then you go to the next drop, or the next drop off, basically, which was from here in this area, 1736, to this area, the 5.8, the first time. In that fall, on the fib level, we retraced right at the 0.5, 50%. Didn't get to quite to the 6.18, but it did go 50%. So again, if we come back in and we zoom in a little bit more here, and we do the same thing from here to the 58 level, again, your retracement was right at 0.168. Okay, so again, let's move over a little bit more. Let's account this drop now from here back down to, again, the 5758 level. Our retracement on that was right at the 0.618 level. So as I look at this, this is telling me that we've never broke a 0.618 level on any of these jumps. I mean, we have for a little while. We've gotten through it for a bit, but immediately fell off a cliff after. So if you look at it again now, let's look at our current fall. So on our current fall, let's see, okay, see, so then we came from this level here down to, again, the 5.8 area. Okay, now our bounce is right at the 0.5. Now, is it possible we stop here? Very, very, very possible that this is the end of this bounce, and now we will see a quick fallback. Now, if not, we can almost certainly call it done at the 6400 area, 65 or 74, 75 area. If it gets there, we'll see. We're back at the top of this channel that we're forming here. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm thinking that we're going to just go down, like I've been saying for days now. So anyway, we can always go back to the sequential as well on some of this, and we will. I'll show you some more of that today. But on the 4-hour, we did get our 9 on the sequential there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right there. We kind of stuck with that, and then we price slipped. 1, 2, 3. We could easily see 6, 7 more candles down, or this could just keep going. I mean, we'll know today. We're going to find out today. Yesterday I said if we did get up to that area, we'd probably be rejected here. That's kind of what happened. So we'll see what happens at this 0.5 fib level. But just interesting to know, if you look at the fibs, it's definitely interesting and something to keep an eye on. Another thing that I noticed while doing all of this is on these drops, if you follow them, the fibs are pretty accurate with the crypto market. I mean, you can see here that we bounced literally perfectly between the 382 and the 5 levels here. Same thing here. I mean, we're dropping and we had perfect resistance at the 3.82 level. You know, it's going to take some time to break down. You know, on the horizontals, if you look at the fib levels here in our channel, again, they're pretty accurate areas. You know, they're not perfect, but they're close. I mean, we bounced in a lot of these areas for a while. You know, we've got one here where we kind of stayed in between. We've got one here where we kind of faked out, came back in, and jumped right back into it. So, I mean, these are good indicators to learn how to use. Just so you guys can think about that. But anyway, so, you know, that's kind of the idea there is, I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. Any of these fibs we look at, oh, just messed one up. Which one was that? That was this one right here. Okay. But anyway, you can see here again, bouncing in between the levels here. Same thing here, bouncing in between fib levels. So just use these out very much. A lot of people use them. A lot of people trade based off of them, which will increase the accuracy of it. So, I mean, even up here at the top, we bounced here cleanly at the 6 level. And now, as you see it, from what I've showed you guys, anything that's retracing in any big movement anyway. I did do a small movement, and I'll show you that here in just a second. It's right here. But every time that 0.685 level on any good movement, any decent fall or drop or move up, has basically been a golden short signal. Golden. I mean, just absolute golden short signal. So just keep that in mind for future reference, guys. You might come in handy. Okay. So we're looking here now at the smaller time frame. Well, it's the same time frame, but I just wanted to show you just one drop, one little drop inside of a downfall. Again, here's your top, here's your bottom, retracement right at 0.5. See, it didn't make it to the 0.6 level. And I think I did one other one of these, and it came out the exact same way. So, I mean, here we can just draw one real quick right here. Let's just mess with this fall here from there to here. Oops. So just messing around, you know, just to kind of give you an idea. Let's say it's there. When this came back down, now obviously this kind of broke back up a little bit more, and did a complete retracement. So I guess that's not really a good one to use. But if you look at just the pump back, again, 0.6 level resisted, then it broke out a little bit. But that's not when you would have measured from there. You see, because you would have actually measured that. Oops, come on. So, yeah, you would never just measure from there. And if you did, you'd measure from here to here, and this would be your retracement before it fell again. But again, on that drop, 0.68. So I did try just messing with it here. Let's just try it here one more time. But anyway, so let's just say that dropped to there. Again, broke it through it, fell off a cliff. Barely broke it. So and these are on the smaller time frames. So again, just think about it, or not the smaller time frames, but the smaller time period of movement. But if you look at all the big drops that have happened, which is relevant at this point, you know, the next move up should stop no higher than that level, according to the history of, you know, the last 12 months or so. So that's the fibs. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the 4 hour. This is just, again, some of our fib levels. We're back down here at the bottom, you know, right back at the dead cat bounce level, basically. Nothing's really changed there. You know, we're playing in this area here, and now we're back down towards the dead cat bounce area, you know. I'm thinking that, you know, maybe another day or two of sideways. If you go to the 1 day, that's what still has me going here for a while. We'll see what happens. We should easily come back to this, you know, maybe this 2.36 level. We'll see. We just need to break through that. And obviously, we've got the MA supports coming in now that are, you know, resistance turn support. So let's see what happens. On the daily, again, like we were talking about, there still is that possibility to test the, you know, the 128-day moving average, or even possibly the 200. I don't see us getting to the 200 unless it takes a few more days to where it gets down here. We'll see. We'll just have to play it and see what happens. But there is a possibility that we go up and test that. It's been rejected there almost every time, so we'll see. But I just don't feel that it's going to happen with the fib level things that I've been discovering here the last few days of all the different drops, and just kind of, you know, just doing TA, trying to figure it out. And to me, it just seems like that 6.18 level is pretty strong resistance. So we'll check it out. We'll see how it goes from there. So let's go over to the what's the moving averages. Again, nothing really to worry about here. The 128-day is still right there at that 7,400 range on the daily. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. Hopefully we'll get rejected there if it goes there. But see, we're at a 7 candle. I'd really like to see us finish at a 9, but you know, it may not happen. It may just fall. But I'd like to see us finish at a 9. So I would say maybe 2 more days of this sideways up and down stuff before we really see a drop off. It's possible it drops off right away. I mean, who knows? We'll see. But you know, we'll kind of go from there. Jump over to the BBs and stops and reverse points. So on the BB and the stop and reverse, we did have that 9 candle close outside on the 4 hour outside of the BB. I always look for a candle to close, a full candle to close outside of the BB before you see a fall. So here, if you look at it there's a full candle outside of the BB. What happened? Fell back to the bottom of the channel. Okay, we never got out here. It fell a little bit, kept going, so we got out there, pumped back up, got out there, and now we're starting to come back down. We should see the bottom of this channel, which is about the 6,500 range, and maybe it does what it did here. Once it gets there, you know, maybe we'll push it down a little bit and try to test that 62 area. It's possible to stop. You know, your bottom line price of the channel here is there at your sequential support is 62.85. So, and now you're building a stop up here at 70.96. So we'll see your stop. We're bouncing kind of here at this at the baseline and the bias line, and then also the stop and reverse points. The stops are right here. So this is what, you know, and they're starting to come out and get close. So we'll see what happens. We might break right through that and just go down. I mean, it does happen. We'll just create new stop points, but we'll see. So something to watch for. There still isn't no reverse points up here. This is your sequential, so we'll see. And if I take the BB off, you see what I'm saying. Yeah, see, this is your sequential. Let's take the sequential off, and there's really no stop points coming up yet. So we'd like to see it fall a little bit more, and we'll see what happens here. So that's kind of the idea. On the 4 hour, after reworking it and stuff, we still have an ascending triangle forming here as well, so let's keep an eye on that. I mean, it's bearish to me. It just looks bearish. I mean, we have a few bullish indicators, but I mean, overall, it looks bearish to me. On the 4 hour chart, this is the oscillators. I can switch between all the different days or time frames, but your CMF is getting quite high, looking like it's going to pull back a bit here. Same with the squeeze. Should be on its downhill. Your MACD is definitely worthless lately. I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crossovers in the last few days. I mean, it's retarded. It did just cross bearish again, so I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. To me, it looks like we're just running out of steam. It doesn't know what it's going to do. RSI is oversold on the 4 hour. The TSI is coming down. Again, I've said it many times. I prefer to use the TSI over the RSI, but I still do watch them both closely. So we'll see here. The Stoch is almost getting down to the bottom, but it still has room to fall on the 4 hour. So a lot of this has room to fall. Still bearish to me. You know, let's check out the 1 day on this, where it really matters. The Stoch is definitely overbought on the 1 hour. The RSI is creeping that way still. TSI is a lot closer to oversold. And again, this is just a refined version of the RSI. I feel it works better. So that's kind of what I use. But either way, it's getting close to that oversold area. Same thing with the RSI. So we'll see. If we jump over here, shorts, man, shorts are coming down, and they've been coming down quite a bit here. So let's see if that just keeps on happening. They're either getting scared out of their position or getting wrecked. A lot of them getting wrecked. But we'll see here what's going to happen. It's looking good. It's looking good short wise. I would not long this for $1 million, man. This is crazy. So let's see, what did I have going here? This is your daily chart again. This is just a different version of it. So then this was the EG cloud. I try to make some different charts so that I can just go back and forth between everything in a little bit more cleaner of a chart. But again, we're still on that 7 candle. The full cloud resistance is at about 7,200. And if we make it all the way, you know, the next week or so, we could see the 6,400 mark right at that 128-day moving average. So, you know, I still think that's possible. It needs to happen in the next few days, though. And let's get us a green 9. I really would like to see that green 9. If we can see that, we're going good. But I still feel that a lot of this move up has been on no volume. It's a downslope volume. It's running out of volume. It's running out of steam. So just keep that in mind. I have been building a large short on one account. On the other account, I shorted at 7,100. So I'm just waiting for the rest of that fall to go through, and that'll be awesome. But you know, guys, you guys are kind of quiet today. If you have any questions, ask them in the chat box, and let's so I can answer them for you guys. I can pull up pretty much whatever you want, so let me know. I mean, we've got some time, so again, I do want to. Tempest, what's up, brother? Cammy, hey, there we go. We're moving now. We're talking. So let's see. Is there? What do you guys want to know, man? Is there anything out here you guys want me to show you or go over? Oh, hello. Thanks for it. Thanks. Yeah, I tried. I'm trying. Been putting a lot of time into this, just trying to get it off the ground. So yeah, we're working on getting a good start here. Cammy, do you think that Tether thing is kind of a risk for trading now? Today's the second time that Tether is printed. You know, Tether's a weird thing. You know, I probably haven't done as much research as I should on the whole Tether side of things, but to me, Tether is good in some ways and bad in others. A lot of people don't like the Tether idea, and you know, basically what it does is it's giving you a way. What Tether does is Tether's giving whales a way to manipulate the market. So instead of having to cash out to USD, they can easily just sell to Tether and then buy back in. Well, that affects the market. So you, it's crazy. It's weird. I mean, it makes it easier to manipulate the market in my eyes so far. I mean, from the research I've done, the more Tether, the easier people can get in and out of Bitcoin. And not have to sell to USD. So like a lot of people don't want to sell to USD because then some banks, you know, some exchanges are reporting that for you, and you know, or just reporting it behind your back or not behind your back. I mean, like if you have Coinbase and you have a bunch of money in Coinbase and you want to pull out a BTC and you go into USD, well, depending on how many of those transactions you make, they're gonna report those transactions. Versus if I'm on Binance and I just want to go into Tether, it's just like buying another altcoin basically, except for it's a solid coin. It's not going anywhere. It's supposed to be based on the US dollar, which means I mean it fluctuates, you know, millimeters of cents on the dollar. It doesn't do anything. So I think the more Tether they keep printing, at some point it's going to stop mattering. But you know, we'll see. I'll do a video on Tether, maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'll pull up a bunch of stuff. I mean, I've done some research on it. I haven't really paid attention too much to Tether. I mean, I really pay attention a lot to the Bitcoin and you know some of the other coins I've really stayed away from. And Tether I really didn't care about because I don't ever sell my BTC. So, you know, that's kind of the idea behind it. I don't really care for Tether, but I bought BTC a lot lower than most. So I mean, I don't really worry about it too much. But like I said, that's something else we can get back to, and we'll check it out. But overall, I mean, I don't really think. I think that Tether's weight is getting less and less powerful. I mean, months back, you know, they printed 1 million Tether and went crazy. The price pumped up like crazy. And that could be a reason to blame for some of this movement we have now. I mean, we could have moved a little bit because of the Tether news, but there's no weight behind it. There's no strength behind it. So, and also, Cam, if you read, I'll look for the article and I'll PM it to you about Tether and why it's bad. And we can go over that when I send it to you, or I can do a video on it a little later on. But does anybody else have any other questions out there? Do we have anything else we want to ask? I mean, any TA questions? anything along those lines, we can definitely go over. Um, Yeah. Okay. See, I'm reading your chat again. Yeah. I don't worry. Um, yeah, I don't worry about Tether. I mean, I think it's cool and all. You know, every once in a while you get a good pump out of it, but I think that's going to die off at some point. Um, you know, I mean, this is a news-driven market right now, so you know, any kind of news is good news, depending on which position you're holding. You know, I mean, it could be good news, it could be bad news for you. But I still think overall, I mean, Bitcoin's ready to fall off a cliff again. I mean, we did get back on top of a lot of moving averages right down here at the bottom, and we have like a cramp of MAs here. But I mean, I've got them all pulled up. I like to watch them all. Some of them are irrelevant. Um, the ones that I'm really more worried about is like the 90 and the 100-day MAs being broken back down, and I think that's the only thing that may hold us up here for a little while and get us that green 9, which would be awesome. Yeah, I've noticed that too, Ward. When alts on Binance and everything starts to bleed, um, that usually means one of two things. People are either moving their money back into BTC because they think, one, you're having an uptrend movement and that there's a strong possibility that we could break out. It tends to happen always at this level. People feel like that, you know, okay, we've seen, you know, a week or two now of green days, awesome, you know, it's looking good. Um, so either they're pulling their money out there and putting it into Tether, okay, which is going to hurt the BTC price, or they're pulling out and putting it into BTC, hoping on some type of a movement, or if they want to play it short or they want to play long or something along those lines. So that's something, you know, I watch a lot. I have noticed that the more the alts bleed, the more BTC tends to follow them as a whole. I mean, BTC dominance right now is at 53.2. I mean, we've been over 50 now for weeks. I still think that we'll see. The market cap is kind of hanging in the same place. There's not much difference. I mean, we've played around with, you know, $10 billion or so the last few weeks, maybe a little more. I haven't been paying attention to it too much, but that's kind of what I have written down, I believe. But 53.2%, I mean, Bitcoin's back to being king. And, you know, it could be like what happened a few weeks ago. If BTC starts to fall, which I think is going to happen soon, then there's a good chance that all the alts will probably just crash again. I mean, I really don't think we found lows anywhere yet. I don't think we found the bottom for any coin. I mean, there's some coins that have crashed pretty hard in this. I mean, ADA's taken a pretty good hit. I mean, it's coming back, but I mean, overall, a lot of these coins took some nasty hits a few weeks back, and I don't expect it to be over with. I showed you guys a thing a few weeks back. I think it was it was just in the chat. It wasn't on video because we weren't doing it at the time. But we need to. I'll go back over it one day, but if you go to CoinMarketCap, they have under tools, they have this historical snapshots, which is cool. I don't know if you've checked it out or not. Maybe look at it. But if you look back, I mean, every year Bitcoin's been around. The top 10 in coins has been shaken up almost every year, including Ethereum, your number 2 massive coin. All these coins have been bounced around a lot. I mean, Litecoin was number 2 for forever. I mean, it was Litecoin or XRP. So anyway, just use this out. You can check this this historical snapshots out. It's pretty cool. You can just kind of go back and look through some of the stuff and see what's going on. Sell them alts, Cammy. Sell them or hold them for the next year. Alts. Yeah. What alts are you guys holding? Ward. What alt you holding? Let me know what you guys got. Some of them are good coins. I mean, some will last, some won't. I just have a feeling a lot of the altcoins are going to go to zero in the next few years. There's going to be very few that make it. I mean, maybe your top 10, top 15 sticks around. The rest of them will probably be gone. And the thing is the top 15 can be different, you know, next month. So we need to keep that in mind as well. Sub is a great great coin. I actually like that one. There's a lot of people that like Sub. So I don't hold any personally. I mean, I don't have any alts right now except for a few that I've been holding for a long time. So I've gotten out of most of them as they're falling, and we'll buy them back when I feel that they're literally bottomed out. But Substranium is an awesome coin. There's a lot of good things going with it. It's obviously down. I mean, they're all down. So, but that's one I would hold on to. Yeah, sub is worth a lot. I do like that coin. I really do. Wanted to show you. Let's see here. Stratus isn't bad. I mean, obviously Ether's not bad. Poly's not really horrible either. MCO, obviously, you guys know Blim is like in love with that coin, so yeah, it's not a bad one. Ether's worried me lately. I do think Ether's going to stick around for a while, but man, they're having a lot of issues. I just don't think that Ethereum's going to hang around too much. I mean, they're at some scary levels right now too. You can see Ethereum drop very big soon, so we just need to keep an eye on that one. It could go back up. I mean, it's already dropped a lot. I mean, everything's dropped a lot, but I don't think it's done. As you know, with BTC being king, if it keeps dropping or we go down and test that 5,000 level, alts are gonna pay. So just keep that in mind when you're trading alts. I've stayed away from them for a reason. So let's see here. Look at that, the shorts have come down a bunch more already. It's nice. Almost at, it looks like they're at 30,000. Nice. It's getting closer. It's getting a lot closer. Okay, guys, well, let me see here. I think... Oh, yeah, that's right. The 12-hour chart. That's what I wanted to look at. Okay. Alright, so on the 12-hour chart, again, we're on the 12-hour, we ended up getting, we got our 1, 2. It still hasn't price flipped, which it should have already. Maybe the next candle will. But yeah, again, looks promising. I mean, a lot of this looks topped out. I feel like we're topped out, and it'll stay up that way. So awesome. Everything's kind of playing out as we planned. So remember, keep in mind that 6.18 fib level. Use it, write it down or something. Keep it for you guys because I think it's awesome. It's a cool tool to use. The fibs are awesome in these markets when they're playing so identical to these lines. It's pretty nice to have in your toolbox. So just add that to the toolbox. Make sure you use them and add that. You know, like I was telling you, go back and chart it yourself and check it out. It's legit. Works out perfect. So. All right, guys. Well, yeah, I see you later, Ward. You guys have fun. Enjoy your day. We do this every day, so don't we? I mean, you're not missing nothing. It's always there to always go back and check out. So, but so anyway, guys, that's kind of my ideas for the day. I mean, I don't. Nothing's really changed. I mean, we're still kind of on pace for the same action that we kind of felt was going to happen. Um, you know, I still think that 618 level is possible, but I'm shorting it. So I'm waiting to make another call. I'll probably drop one here soon. I just want to make sure that we're not going to break up to that level first. So, but anyway, guys, have a good day. It was awesome being here with you. I will see you tomorrow. Later.